Away.
Away, who's it?
Fair Jayam. Grand.
Muna mo pala maada mo. Nabi ka mga nilitu hayro na September ka mo.
Marama ada di sama uang fish.
Ya, gabat pas. Agak beli lagi. Oh, baik.
Ada pun amu wenjaga. Din sama jit.
Na ada barang rey, narawai.
Kapi ba fitu sanche ka mohor number terlalu chelu kewe cha September we. De chelu we.
September ni.
Lihat itu rumah.
Kan hal road ya.
Lihat itu. Ana matunanga so na muna salusha di ba mus.
Wah,
Yang na itu mbale. Actually, the social logi to buy certain bella si logi to buy also you know what you did just put in the one. Moranga we could look at logi agaki wa sharp. It's boring to buy set.
Lewar.
Not your sharp. I don't know child. As long as the pella I don't know the area.
Ini suara aja.
straight.
So basically from yesterday's analysis, right? Yesterday's analysis, we were somewhere around here. Just looking, we saw the exhaustion that was too higher, meaning that the less liquidity is not there. And we had this, what you call this, the highest high before the break, meaning that's mostly points where I look for reversals at. If you break out the highest high, the previous highest high is always my target point, which we will do a couple of hours ago. So going to the 1 hour, and we'll see that we had that push, but at the same time now we're having a push, a more like a bullish push, meaning like buyers are now into the market. That I'm most concerned about is also the structure that we are forming here, right? As much as I would say we still have we're up here, we're built up here of inefficiency, not inefficiency, of orders just being exchanging hands in one direction. For me, that becomes a red flag because if orders change in too much, like for a long time direction, and it just moves like this, that for me screams mitigation. Mitigation simply is a pattern something like this. It will build into a point and then tap into a point and then reject. For the buy side mitigation as well, it will build into a point, get to one point, and then reject. I'm already seeing reversal sells due to the mitigation in that zone there. So I go to 15 minutes as well as we can see as well. The market is also just 15 minutes. You also see that it's got something like this. 15 minutes. Have something like this. So we have something like this. Also something like a mitigation gets to one point, drops, and then now does it again. Then gets to one point, needs to drop. Like it's something. It's called order flow. It's like the orders it just goes back to one of the rules as well. That goes like the trend is your friend up until it ends. We don't see any. We're not seeing any of the trend ending right here. Right? And at the same time, we also have a high level of orders that are being left here. But immediately after just this move, we can have like impulsive move, or meaning that most orders are still here, and people who are in this state might still be holding, right? Just be a fake out and stuff like that. So for me, with my reasoning and like how I've been trading and everything. For me, I'm gonna be in order flow. Fine, it's fine. I'm saying I'm gonna be following order flow. How are we going to find entries to follow order flow? Because we now have anticipated that yes, like for example, yesterday we I know here I'm reading my chart. Here, so as you see yesterday the flow. Same thing I'm explaining, right? How do I put it? I'm looking to a way I can explain it properly. Whenever we broke out, we always made sure we come back up, break out, and then continue. That's order flow. Whenever we break, we continue. Even now, it's on a daily time frame. I don't know if I can say. We broke out this point here, and we already have, and that's a expected targeted price and expected price. And price as well as this low, this daily low or something low, and this is expected to drop because we can see been changing like for the mere fact that we've been changing so many orders at one place for a long time. For me, it screams we need to go take them up. For example, we might not even come to this low, but just come a little bit closer and then go up. That's fine. You need that drop, right? So looking at the time, we're in the right time frame. We're at the right session because these are things we need to consider. We're in the right part of the trading plan. So I got to like my 5 minutes just to see what's happening on the screen. You can see we've been almost in one phase. This I would say like a consolidation, right? I would say something like a consolidation. How am I going to say this is valid? One thing I'm going to look for is I'm going to wait for a displacement. Once we have a displacement is something like this. We broke out, like for example, here we broke out displacement. Displacement is something like, nah, this is not a perfect example of displacement. We're gonna have to wait for a displacement in the candlestick for us to don't see any displacement, even if I go to the 3-minute time frame. We don't see any displacement. Right? If you look at it as well, we're also having like a build up of orders. And whenever this thing is going to burst, whenever this bubble bursts, it's not gonna be preferred for many people. You see, my first key, right? So basically the orders have been building up here. What time was this? 31. So meaning from New York Open, what has been happening? From New York Open, this has been happening. It's been going up and down, up and down. Right? So But the question is, what would I do if I was a market maker? What would I do? We can see here the levels that the amount of orders that I left out to be filled, some sort, right? For me, what I'm going to do is just gonna wait for the market to just give me a proper displacement. I don't want to enter and then be in a consolidation. I'm just gonna wait for proper displacement. After that displacement, that's when I'm gonna enter. Right now, to let it breathe for some time. I'm just gonna 15 minutes, and by 15 minutes time, I would know, okay, now this is where we can enter. Because in a minute, if I enter sales, what if this is a retest of? What if this is a retest? What is a breaker block? You understand? And so I don't enter. I'm just waiting for the displacement. So let's wait around like 15 minutes. Then I'm gonna go live in 15 minutes time to find that displacement, because I know it has to come out at some point. I know it has to come out. If we get the displacement before that 15 minutes, like let's say 25 minutes, actually, we'll come 4:30. If we don't have it by then, or we have it before, I'll just send a signal, quick signal and everything. I will have explained everything. Any questions? Like, you guys understand anything? Any questions? Are you in progress?
One or signal.
I know. Because, I've been lost. That's why I'm waiting for that, just that displacement. One displacement is all we are waiting for.
Right.
Because we can't say we are predicting that the market is going to buy or sell. What we're waiting for is to react from what the market is telling us. And right now, what are we going to read? And then what if it buys and then if it can more drop? So